What is up, guys? It's yours truly, Delboy. Hope you guys are doing well. Just a quick final thoughts video for Deontay Wilder versus Dominic Breazeale. Now, I've already made my prediction video for this fight. I am picking Deontay Wilder. I am picking Deontay Wilder by knockout. But just a few additional thoughts before this fight. Before I get into it, I want to shout out a couple of Patreons, Keith and also Matt Heisman. And to Matt Heisman, I will be making a video on your request fairly shortly, so look out for that. And thank you for the support, I truly do appreciate it. And also, just for you guys as well, I do now have an Instagram page for this channel, so check that out in the pinned comments below. But Deontay Wilder versus Dominic Breazeale, like I said, I've already made my prediction for this fight. That video is on my channel. I'm picking Deontay Wilder by knockout. But there are a few things that I didn't cover that I want to kind of speak about before the fight. You know, just a couple of additional thoughts. The first being how Deontay Wilder is looking in training, or should I say the open workouts. Deontay Wilder, he did like a media workout this week, and, you know, I took a couple of things away from that workout. The first being Deontay Wilder has clearly put on some mass since the Tyson Fury fight. He seems a bit broader, thicker along the shoulders, you know, a bigger chest. He's certainly been putting on some bulk. He does look bigger. Now, why has he done that? I am presuming he's done that for punching power. Maybe he thinks if he's heavier, if he's carrying a bit more muscle, he's going to be punching harder. That could be the case, to be fair. Maybe he's really going in there to do a sort of demolition job on Dominic Breazeale. I mean, if you listen to his pre-fight talk, he really wants to make an example out of Dominic Breazeale. Maybe that's what he's going for. Maybe he's going for a destructive performance, and maybe he believes if he's carrying a bit more muscle, he's going to punch harder, therefore put Dominic Breazeale to sleep quicker and in more brutal fashion. That could be the case. Whether it is the case, I don't know. But one thing I will say, I don't think carrying a bit more extra weight will do him any harm in this fight. Obviously, when you carry more weight, when you carry more muscle, it can slow you down. And Deontay Wilder is a fairly quick guy, both hand speed and foot speed wise. And even if it slows him down ever so slightly, I really don't think this is the fight where that's going to matter, because, as we all know, Dominic Breazeale, he's basically as slow as molasses, to be quite honest with you. Slow feet, slow hands, slow reactions. Deontay Wilder, he can put on 15-20 pounds, and he's still going to be light years ahead of Dominic Breazeale in terms of speed. So maybe this is the fight to experiment that type of thing on, because, like I said, Breazeale just isn't, he's not quick enough to kind of take advantage of a slower version of Deontay Wilder. That's if Deontay Wilder slows down at all. But yeah, maybe they're using Dominic Breazeale. Maybe they are using this Dominic Breazeale fight as a guinea pig almost, to see how Deontay looks with a bit more muscle on him, a bit more weight on him. Now, Deontay has weighed in the 220s before. Me personally, I think he looks better when he's lighter, to be quite honest. I think he looks more devastating when he's lighter. But Deontay Wilder, he said something interesting on, I think it was the Joe Rogan podcast. And Deontay said, and I'm paraphrasing, but I'm sure he said members of his team wanted him to bulk up. And, you know, Deontay was kind of umming and ahhing. He wasn't really sure, but he said he would try it out. Maybe that's what this is about. Maybe, you know, the next couple of fights, you'll see Deontay Wilder increase in mass, you know, be a bit more muscly, be a bit more weighty. And maybe that's what they're going for. Maybe they're putting that plan into action, who knows. But my whole thing is, if it ain't broke, I mean, it doesn't need fixing, to be quite honest. And Deontay Wilder, to me at least, looks just as good when he's light as he does when he's heavier. In fact, like I said, I think he looks better when he's lighter. But we'll see. We'll see what effect the weight has. We will see if it plays any factor in this fight whatsoever. Maybe they are bulking Deontay Wilder up because they are kind of concerned with Dominic Breazeale's natural strength. Because Breazeale is quite strong on the inside. He can maul you, he can push you about. Maybe they're worried about that. Maybe that's why they're bulking Deontay up. Because on the inside against Tyson Fury, I felt Fury at times neutralised Wilder on the inside. Wilder got held quite a lot in that fight, and Fury was kind of smothering him on the inside. I don't think Wilder was really strong enough to break a lot of those clinches. Maybe that's what they're working on, who knows, but the whole weight issue or the whole weight factor in this fight does kind of intrigue me. I can't lie. Another thing I noticed in the pre-fight workout from Deontay Wilder was the fact that he was actually looking quite light on his feet. He was moving around a lot when he was shadowboxing. You know, he was looking quite fluid as well. In fact, his shadowboxing, believe it or not, was some of the best I've seen from Deontay Wilder. He was maintaining better balance. He was throwing nice, quick, straight punches, but also he was incorporating, like he'll throw a jab, a right hand, then a short left hook. He was throwing nice short uppercuts. And all in all, he was showing good variety, good speed, good balance, and he was looking quite fluid, you know? And the thing that mainly interested me with the shadowboxing was the short punches, like the short left hook, the right uppercut, and also he was throwing short right hands as well. Maybe, you know, he expects in this fight for Dominic Breazeale to get on the inside occasionally, and maybe that's why he's kind of adjusted his shadowboxing. Maybe he's expecting Breazeale to actually have some success and get on the inside. That'll be interesting to see what happens, you know, if Breazeale does get on the inside. I do believe Wilder can fight on the inside. I don't think he's a master at it or anything like that. In fact, he's fairly basic, but against Johan Duhaupas, he did kind of show he can fight on the inside somewhat. And yeah, I just felt it was interesting that he was like shortening those punches up, and it just seemed deliberate to me. It seemed like he was doing it for a reason. Maybe that's what they're expecting, or maybe that's what they're preparing for. If that does happen, I can see Deontay having success on the inside against Dominic Breazeale. But all in all, I was actually quite impressed with Deontay Wilder's open workout. He looked sharp, he looked crisp. On the pads, yeah, he looked fairly rudimentary, fairly raw, fairly basic, but obviously he's hitting hard. And yeah, in the open workout, I felt Deontay looked pretty good, it's got to be said. And another thing I didn't really mention, well, I don't think I mentioned it in my prediction video, was from Dominic Breazeale's perspective, Virgil Hunter. Now, a lot of people out there think Virgil Hunter is a very good trainer. I'm not saying he isn't, but apart from Andre Ward, you know, what's this guy really done? Has this guy shown he can improve fighters midway through their careers? You know, when he gets a fighter who's already had quite a few fights, can he improve those guys? I mean, to date, the jury is out, let's be honest about it. I mean, he's had guys like Angulo and Andre Berto. To me, you know, he didn't really do much with those guys. He also had Amir Khan. Now, some people feel Virgil Hunter made Amir Khan better. I'm not one of those people. I think Amir Khan was best when he was with Freddie Roach. When Amir Khan was beating guys like Kotelnik, Marcus Maidana, Zab Judah all in a row. You know, Paulie Malignaggi as well. That's when I think Khan was at his best. To me, that version of Khan was better than the Hunter version of Khan. I think the Hunter version of Khan looked good for certain fights because he was matched well, you know? And I really think the jury is out on Virgil Hunter. I know that may be a controversial opinion to some, but him being in Dominic Breazeale's corner, it doesn't really fill me with much confidence, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, do we really expect Virgil Hunter to improve Dominic Breazeale that much? I can't see it. I think the jury is out on Virgil Hunter. And that's not me saying Virgil Hunter is a bad trainer. You know, he done a lot with Andre Ward, but maybe he can only do things with guys who are blank canvases. Maybe he can't really improve guys who are already, you know, far into their pro careers. Maybe he needs guys who are fresh, young, and willing to learn. Because I think some guys are like that, some trainers are like that. Some trainers operate better with young prospects, and other trainers can actually make improvements to seasoned veterans. I mean, look at Robert Garcia, for example, with Marcus Maidana. Robert Garcia, he didn't reinvent the wheel. Marcus Maidana was still limited. He was still a come-forward fighter, but Robert Garcia made him more effective just by really adding a jab and also improving his conditioning. Didn't reinvent the wheel, like I said, just made some basic improvements. And not all trainers can do that. Not all trainers can take existing, experienced fighters and adding things to their games. And I don't think Virgil Hunter can. I don't think he's that type of trainer. So I'm not really sure what type of impact Virgil Hunter will have on this fight. I'm not expecting him to have any impact, if I'm being honest. But yeah, just some additional thoughts going into this fight. I'm intrigued to hear your thoughts about this fight. Who do you think is going to win, etc. Share your thoughts below. Peace.